So, you've heard of these guys, right? The Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes, the centerpiece of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. By all accounts, these guys are the glue that holds the Marvel franchise together, and rightfully so. After all, the 4 Avengers films, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame, are the 4 biggest money-making superhero movies ever made. In fact, Infinity War and Endgame are the only 2 superhero movies that have exceeded $2 billion in worldwide gross. And Endgame is not only the highest grossing superhero film of all time, it is, simply put, the highest grossing film of all time, earning more than $2.7 billion. But as the old adage goes, out with the old, in with the new. And that is exactly what Marvel is gearing up to do. The Avengers of years past have moved on, and it's time to usher in a new band of Caped Crusaders who will don the legendary Avengers moniker and restore balance to the Marvel multiverse. Say goodbye to your favorite former Avengers and get ready to get into hyperdrive as we take a look at who the Avengers 5 heroes will be. Chadwick Boseman gained worldwide acclaim after taking on the role of King T'Challa, the Black Panther, the savior of Wakanda. The 2018 box office smash Black Panther was a great success, earning over $1 billion worldwide and making Black Panther a staple of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But before Chadwick Boseman had his own feature film in the MCU, he made an appearance in Marvel's 2016 Captain America: Civil War and laid down the groundwork for his subsequent Marvel appearances. And at this point, we can't picture the MCU without him. Black Panther has quickly become one of the most popular Marvel superheroes in history. But perhaps all the fame and popularity isn't enough for Chadwick Boseman, the man behind the Black Panther mask. There has been some speculation that Black Panther 2, which is set to be released in 2022, might just be Chadwick Boseman's last appearance as the mighty Wakandan warrior. As much as we'd hate to see Boseman go, it is rumored that he's not too happy about the creative direction of his character, and if true, his happiness may not be completely unwarranted. After starring in one of the biggest Marvel movies of all time in 2018, Boseman reprised his role as King T'Challa in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, but played a small part in the grand scheme of things. One might wonder why his role was so dismal, considering the fact that he is one of the most popular characters in franchise history. Some speculate that Marvel decided to focus more on the original Avengers since they were the ones who set things off in the first place. So perhaps Marvel wanted to focus more on the original team before phasing them out. In any case, Boseman was reportedly unhappy with the direction that Marvel took, and Black Panther 2 might just be his last hurrah with Disney and Marvel Studios. But that doesn't mean that the Black Panther character himself will be phased out. Whether it will be Boseman under the Black Panther mask in Avengers 5 or someone else waiting to take his place, we can rest assured that the Black Panther will live on. Do you think Chadwick Boseman will leave the MCU after Black Panther 2? Captain Marvel is another character who will likely be a part of Avengers 5. Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson, made her MCU debut in Marvel Studios' first female-led film, Captain Marvel. She subsequently appeared in Avengers Endgame, where she returned from space just in time to help the Avengers take on Thanos and eventually defeat him. What makes Captain Marvel unique is that she fights the forces of evil in 2 different dimensions, Earth and space, and she can go toe-to-toe with the biggest and baddest villains in the Marvel Universe. She has superhuman strength, stamina, durability, and agility, and she can fly at incredible speeds that well exceed the sound barrier. All of these abilities combined make her one of the strongest superheroes ever. Being the first female lead in a Marvel movie has helped her empower women worldwide and bring a whole new dynamic to the Marvel Universe. Having her as a member of the Avengers is a great look, not only for Marvel Studios, but female superhero fans around the globe. It gives them someone they can relate to. So So it is no wonder that she will be a part of the new Avengers movie and give the fans a chance to marvel at her magnificent powers. Do you think Captain Marvel is the most powerful superhero we've seen in the MCU thus far? The wonder of wizardry, the master of magic and alternate universes. His role in the Avengers films is one of the more important ones, considering the fact that he was the one that looked into millions of alternate realities in order to find the one in which the Avengers defeated Thanos. He was the one that gave Iron Man Tony Stark the heads up. Think about it. If it wasn't for Dr. Stephen Strange, half of the world may still be feeling the wrath of Thanos' finger snap. Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, made his first MCU appearance in the 2016 film Doctor Strange, but he was first mentioned 2 years prior in Captain America: Winter Soldier. He went on to appear in 3 Marvel movies, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, and was mentioned in Spider-Man: Far From Home. He will also be returning as Dr. Stephen Strange in the forthcoming Marvel film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, set to be released in 2021, and he will most likely be a part of Avengers 5. Now that Iron Man is out of the picture, do you think Doctor Strange will be a suitable replacement to lead the Avengers? Scott Lang, who had graduated from MIT with a degree in engineering, turned to a life of crime to punish a corporation that had bamboozled its customers. His wife Maggie ended up leaving him along with their daughter Cassie, and it seemed as if Lang's life was in disarray. After being released from prison and sent back to prison shortly thereafter, he is broken out of jail by Hank Pym, the former Ant-Man and the creator of the shrinking technology. Pym reveals that it was he who had concocted the plan for Lang to steal the Ant-Man suit in the first place as a test, and that he wants Lang to be the new Ant-Man. Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, played by Paul Rudd, has donned the Ant-Man suit in 4 Marvel movies thus far, including 2 of his own feature films, and will be appearing in his 3rd feature film, Ant-Man 3, by the end of 2020 or beginning of 2021. And since Ant-Man played a role in defeating Thanos in Avengers Endgame, it is more than likely that the master manipulator of the shrinking technology will be a part of the new Avengers team. How big or small of a role do you think Ant-Man will have in Avengers 5? He is quite possibly the most popular and iconic superheroes in Marvel comic book history. Peter Parker, known to the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, has been in many Marvel movies, remakes, redos, and remixes. But none of the actors who have played Spider-Man in the past have been quite as popular as the young British actor Tom Holland. Holland put in a great deal of work for his role, including hiring a vocal coach to help him perfect his American accent. In fact, he perfected his American accent to the point where people who didn't know he was British actually thought that he was American. The fact that Holland is into free running, a toned-down variation of parkour, allowed him to do some of his own stunt scenes as well. He also took ballet lessons as a kid, so he is certainly agile enough to do a few high-flying maneuvers. And out of all the actors who have donned the iconic Spidey suit, Tom Holland is certainly the most lovable. His first cameo in the MCU was in Iron Man 2, and he later went on to become Tony Stark's protege. Holland appeared in 5 MCU films, 2 of which he starred in, and he is set to reprise his role as the famous web-slinger in his 3rd Spider-Man film, set to be released in 2021. And of course, he is slated to appear in Avengers 5. Having been Tony Stark's protege has placed a lot of importance on the young Spider-Man within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not only was he a member of the original Avengers, he has become one of its main members to boot. And aside from Doctor Strange, Spider-Man is the only one who we think has a viable shot at being the leader of the Avengers, now that Captain America has hung up his boots and Tony Stark's, aka Iron Man, has moved on to the afterlife. With the retirement of the original cast of Avengers, Spider-Man has certainly moved up in the ranks and cultivated a permanent spot for himself. As a top-tier member of the Avengers team, he could very well be one of the most coveted Marvel characters moving forward, and we certainly hope to see him in many more MCU movies in the future. What do you think? Does Spider-Man have what it takes to one day lead the Avengers? Folks, that is all for our look at who the Avengers 5 heroes will be. Is there anyone on this list you don't agree with? And who do you think the Avengers 5 heroes will be? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more videos like this one.